Welcome back. I just rinsed all our parts to get the feathers off. And now I'm going to take the leg apart. Again, not a ball and socket joint like the hip. It's just two bones coming together, although there is a kneecap in there, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I'll say something like that and somebody will say, no, birds don't have kneecaps. It's like I always thought birds had two bones in the lower leg like humans do, the fibula and the tibia, but apparently it's not true. They're fused together over the years, and the second bone has rather become vestigial. But anyway, this is how you do this. You just make sure you get all the skin. You don't want to have the feathers in your soup. And you can see, you can even twist it. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can do this. And just remove that lower leg, which doesn't have any meat on it. And I'm going to just trim that a little. I probably should tell you why I'm wearing gloves. I have various allergies, and one of them is fresh blood. And while this isn't fresh, I'm just not taking any chances on developing new allergies. So the other thing I'm noticing is that this has a little damage on it right there. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to slice into it and get rid of that blood damaged meat. I don't like blood damaged meat, especially when it has a little bit of feather in it, which that one did. But look at this side. But I don't see any more damaged meat. Now that's right there, that's just a blood vessel, and that's no problem eating it. So there's that. And this leg is just fine. This dark yellow stuff, that's just fat. And everything else looks pretty neat. So those are okay. Now this is the shoulder meat, and there is some blood damage there, so I'm going to, oh, and I missed a feather. I'll take that off. Nothing else damaged. So I'll just take that meat off the bone. And that can go into the curry or the soup or whatever I'm going to make. Now, there's one breast. And that side looks fine. This side has a little damage on it. Right there, you can see it's a little chewed up, and that's might just be where that rib damage was. So I'm just going to very carefully slice the top off of that. You don't want people not eating game meat and not enjoying it because you left a little bit of something on it that you could have very easily removed and not wasted much meat. Now, this piece, I thought, yeah, that's a little blood damage right there. I'll take that. And then I see, yes, here. That little hole right there makes me wonder what's in it. And then there's this mark, and that's not a vein. The veins don't go that direction on the breast. So this is going to go into, yeah, and you see where it's blood damaged behind the breast. So since this is going to be a cut-up dish anyway, I'll cut right into that, and that proved to be nothing. So I'm going to cut into this one too, and that's nothing. Often there'll be a chunk of feather or something stuffed into the skin. There's another chunk. It's another place where maybe a BB got in there. But I'm going to feel it. I don't feel anything sitting in there that's going to break a tooth. I think we're about done. We'll just cut it up to the size we want for our meal. That one is not damaged. It has a hair on it though. And that's how you take a bird apart. Now, if you want to go further and take the drumstick from the thigh, put these back there. Just look where the joint is. You can feel it through the skin. It's always lower than I think it is. It's right there. So I'll go in this way, cut around it, and then hyperextend it, and there it is, right where I thought it was. You can feel where it's flexing. There. Now, is that what you want? Do you want things separate? There you go. Drumsticks are often tougher in roosters because they run so much, whereas the thigh isn't, and that's a lot. Look at all that meat on that thigh. That's quite a bit of meat. But you might want to cook these separately or not. This bird's been aged long enough, I think, and might not have to separate it. But if you're going to put it in an Instant Pot, definitely don't have to separate the drumstick. Throw the drumstick in with everything else, and the Instant Pot will cure it. So that's taking the bird apart. I hope you learned something, or at least reinforce something, and let's have lunch.